Happy Sunday night, and welcome to another episode of the Park Adventurers Club. I'm your host, Rob Whiteside. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We appreciate you. It's 2026, first show of the year, first meeting of 2026. And so if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. It's the Park Adventurers Club, and also give this video a like as it helps people to find us. And oh my gosh, it's always a mystery to say, who is us tonight? Well, I've got us right here. Here's the folks, starting with Mr. Patrick Hackett.
Rob, I am barely breathing.
Yes. Thank you. And you can't find the air? I don't know who you're kidding. Imagine and you care. So we had a lot of pre-show fun. And then our good friend, Allie. Allie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm processing the fact that you didn't have a hat on and now there's a hat on. I'm
the Magic Man.
Okay.
Magic Man and El Diablo. That's us.
I'm going to work through this. Okay.
I appreciate you. Just thanks for putting up with us. That's really all I want to say, Allie. Just right out of the gate, almost like a preemptive thanks for putting up with us, because boy, howdy, you are in for a night. So thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Before we get started, I just want to kind of acknowledge something that happened over the break, is that the Disney YouTube community lost a great man, Adam the Woo, who was one of the guys who I was, kind of got me started in following Disney on YouTube. I actually I think he was probably the first Disney YouTuber I ever followed. Had the pleasure of meeting him in person once, as many people in the community did. And so he tragically passed away over the holiday, and our thoughts and prayers are with his friends and family. I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I know a lot of people are feeling that. So again, just sad news about Adam the Woo, and again, thoughts and prayers with his family. So didn't want to start off on a down note, but I definitely wanted to kind of address that and put that out there. Tonight we are running this thing like a meeting, and Allie, you haven't been in attendance of one of our meetings. I have a gavel. I don't know if you knew that or not. It's a power trip thing. It means nothing. I mean, it means absolutely nothing. If I start banging on it, Patrick just gets louder. So it doesn't really mean much of anything. But I just wanted to acknowledge that we do run this like a meeting. As such, we have an agenda. The agenda is as follows, and I made sure to say 2026 on that because it's a new year. It's kind of like signing checks. It's going to take a while. We first have a reading of the minutes. We're going to talk about the top 5 things that happened while we were off, one of them being the Indiana Jones stunt show incident. Stacy from the Must Do Disney is returning, ? Disney parking updates, because Patrick insisted. Tron and Avatar Make Your Owns are shutting down, and Disneyland Eats announced some stuff for 2026, including a new little sipper fella. And then we're going to go into our long-form conversation for the night, which is collection obsessions. That is the main reason that we're here tonight. And, honestly, when I took a look at who was on the panel tonight, I was like, here are some fellow obsessives when it comes to collectibles. So maybe you guys might have something to talk about in that. I think it's going to be a fun topic, so y'all hang out with us for a little while, and we'll talk about that at the end. But let's start with the first thing, which was the boulder incident that happened at the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular at Hollywood Studios. The boulder, which is comically light. They make a big joke of it in the show, is not so light that it wouldn't knock a grown man to the ground and cause him to get stitches. And it was a scary thing to look at when that thing happened, because again, it started rolling towards him, and like it was almost like, remember those Balzac things that they used to have at the parks, but like ginormous. And they would if some of those cast members would throw them at little kids, and little kids would kind of fall back. This thing was huge, hit this guy, knocked him on the ground. He was a cast member. He was kind enough or with it enough to jump into the path of this to make sure it didn't hit anybody in the audience. He is okay. He did get stitches, but that's it has changed the show already. And Patrick, I don't know if you've seen the show recently. When was the last time you went and saw this thing?
Last year. 2 years ago, I guess. Now 2024.
Okay, thoughts on this incident? Do you think that it'll ever come back?
I think the change is temporary. It's probably pending an investigation and some OSHA regulations being put in place to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. Really great job by the cast member acting quickly so no one else got hurt. They do make light of how much it weighs, but also it's no joke. Like, it's a big, heavy ball. I think someone in the chat said it's 400 pounds, which is not light. But you can't have that show without that moment. And I don't think that it's a danger so much that you can't bring it back.
Yeah, no, I and there was footage online already of him, of Indy without it, and he almost still like glances back as if the thing's going to happen, and then things catch fire, and then they call it, and so it's just a shortened version of that. But Allie, I know that you just recently transplanted to the East Coast. I don't know how many times you've experienced or enjoyed the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, but this thing's been going on since. This is one of like the few things from old studios that still exists, and it's surprising that this happened now.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen the show a few times, probably within the last year. And that definitely is a big part of the show. But like you said, I'm a little surprised it hasn't happened sooner, but I'm sure there'll just be some new safety protocols they put into place to make sure that ball doesn't go flying off into the audience. And I'm really glad everybody is okay. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, wow, if I was sitting there and that hit me, like, it might be a sweet, sweet AP pay out there.
Wow. It's kind of
think
like,
about that stuff too. No, 100%. Allie,
every time
100%.
I almost get hit by a Disney bus, I'm like, just hit me. Like, give me that AP payout.
AP for life.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Just sitting in the kite tail arena trying to get hit by a kite tail.
Well, it's like Disneyland when the lampposts were blowing over. I was like, okay, now which one was it? Like, where should we go stand?
Y'all are kind of scary. You've thought this through.
Times are tough, bro. Times are tough.
Yeah.
APs ain't cheap, Rob.
No. I totally get it. I totally get it. You're looking for like the hair in the salad for the free meal, only get hit by a boulder and get free AP for life. It's the same thing. Again, we're glad that the gentleman is doing okay.
Jokes
and
aside, glad everything's
and
fine.
it was wonderful that he jumped in and was able to save it. What does that say about Disney and how expensive it is? Is the first thing you think of is, I'll take some bodily harm to save some money?
That was the second thing I thought of. Second thing.
Okay, all right.
First thing was like, that. No,
is he okay?
Yes.
Is he okay? And the second thing is, if it happened to me,
I wonder how much that would hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the chat, payout would be in Disney dollars. Yeah, that would be interesting. Let's move on to the next thing, which is an interesting little Easter egg that dropped in the past couple of days. Is I've talked about this in our pack, which is our Park Adventurers Club. It's our Discord. It's our Patreon. I asked this question about like what do you like about like going into a Disney resort? Like, what is the thing that you enjoy? And I remember from the get-go when I learned about like the rotating loop of the Disney Information Channel, when back in the day, either it would be on when you'd go into the hotel room or when you turned on the TV, it was the first thing you saw. And I loved it. I would like look for where it looped. I would just watch it. I mean, it was like I got roasted by my family for watching it too much. I was like, nope, we've landed in the resort. This is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch this. And who is on it has changed over the years. But I think that most recently there was a woman named Stacy who was like the Disney must-do woman. And so when that left, people were devastated because that's their Disney. And, we all talk about like nostalgically what our Disney is, but that was their Disney. And while I definitely, enjoyed that thing, the new ones seem more like a commercial than even the other one was, which was clearly a commercial. The new things, and you have to pull them up on demand anymore. You can't really, they're not automatically there. You get the picture of like, welcome Hackett family to the room. And
I do like that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Allie, have you ever stayed in the rooms? Does her return? And again, this was like a kind of a hint of a return. It was just like her with Mickey and Minnie, and the internet blew up and was like, oh, Stacy's coming back. Does this mean anything to you, Allie?
No. Now that you just said it, I do remember her. Yes, we've stayed in the rooms. We used to come out here all the time and would stay for 2 weeks, but this is probably going to just show that I'm a psycho. Like when I'm in a hotel room, I don't ever turn the TV on. So like if I was out here by myself, you'd walk in and it'd say, "Welcome, family," and I just turn the TV off. And if Kevin was with me, he would immediately turn on some form of sports. So that would be what would be on the TV. But now that you do say that, I do remember seeing her on that loop on occasion. And again, this is something that doesn't affect me, but if people are happy, then great. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for Disney bringing stuff back that makes people happy. So good on them.
There she is. There's Stacy.
Yeah, she looks vaguely familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
The must-do Disney
That guy
girl.
looks like Rob Lowe.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. No, we're talking about Stacy now. We're not talking about Patrick. What are your thoughts?
Oh man, I love Stacy. It is one of the best parts of a Disney vacation. We talked about that in the Discord, and it's getting in that bubble, and that's a very cozy feeling to put Stacy on the TV, get the must-dos. One of my favorite things is that the must-dos changed, and so there was an older Stacy edited into the must-dos because there were some changes to the parks, but what a way to get the Disney adults riled up and excited for 2026. If only there was something at the parks to go see other than Stacy in the room.
Wow. And
Yeah.
when we've
You're
done
not wrong.
we did a show that was a 2025 recap, and we did and you can go back and watch on our channel, and we did a 2026 look ahead, and we graded the year. And Patrick, what did you give 2026 going into it? I can't remember. Like a C plus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that Stacy's involved, which was not on our bingo card,
Ooh.
B minus? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I know.
C plus still.
Still a C plus. Got it.
Animal Kingdom is full of walls.
Yeah.
And will be until the foreseeable future.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, check it out. It's on our channel. It's called Everything Coming in 2026. We kind of did a look through everything that was happening, and I don't know, it was a fun time. But yeah, I think most of the cool stuff is under construction and to be open 2027 and beyond. So I don't know. I think Allie will probably be living in Paris by then, probably, because she's just moving from Disney Town to Disney Town. So that's how that works out. Speaking of when you live in a Disney town, Disney parking, there are two different parking stories. And now you're going, Rob, riveting stuff, parking. Let's talk about parking. It's important. I mean, you got to have a place to park your car if you're going to Disney. Plus the fact that, again, like I said, we already talked about what's coming in 2026. We already talked about what happened in 2025. This is what you get, is you get parking. But there were two different stories, one for each coast. The one on the East Coast was that they're going to add a feature to the app that tells you when the parking deck is full. And Allie, you've been there for a while now. Have you ever gotten to a situation where you're headed over to Disney Springs? And this is Disney Springs parking, I should be
Correct.
clear.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten into a situation where you're like, oh, I'm going to Disney Springs and the parking deck is full, and I wish the app would have told me? Because I feel like, does it happen enough that this needed to be implemented?
I think it only happens kind of during these holidays. So I've avoided Disney Springs the last 2 weeks because I actually live really close to Disney Springs. So when I'm driving to either job, like, I can see how backed up it is for Disney Springs. And then yesterday I actually had to go to Disney Springs, so I opted to just leave my car at Animal Kingdom, take a bus to All Stars, and then hopped right on a bus to Disney Springs to just not deal with it. And when we pulled in, the Lime Garage was shut down at that point, and the Orange Garage was open, but it was all backed up. So it would be nice if they would tell you ahead of time, like, hey, it is very crowded here, like, don't come. And this is going to be my thing to tell everybody during the holidays. Do not go to Disney Springs. It is chaos. Just unless you have to go in the morning, but otherwise it is chaos.
So you're preemptively telling people that for 2026 holiday season is do not
Just
go.
don't go. Do not go during the holidays. Yeah. It's bad.
There was a time where they had that 1 year where they had a drone show that was there during the holidays, and I thought, like,
cool.
It was very cool, but, like, talking about traffic, it's like you're adding even more problem to an area. Like, I like the summer one. I think that's a good idea, and they should bring that one back. But there should be a drone show all the time at Disney Springs. Since we know they can pull it off, they should be doing that. And it sounds like what you're saying is that people like the Lime Garage better. So I approve of that message too.
It's a better garage.
So I have a couple thoughts on the functionality of this. It should be somewhere posted in your resort. So if you're leaving your resort, you'll know, like, hey, Lime Garage full, orange, citrus, I forgot, grapefruit, banana,
watermelon.
falafel. Yeah, the garage open. Because I don't want to be looking at the app while I'm driving. The functionality of the app is poor. And I think like if you had alerts like, oh, you don't have a park reservation, although that's gone by the way mostly. If you're headed to Disney Springs, don't park here. Things like that. I feel like it speaks more about the lack of functionality with the app and with the information given to you at the resorts and around the resorts than anything else.
Gotcha. It should say, hey, the parking deck's full, you should be taking the bus.
Something like
Well,
that.
even I think it's more for locals. Like if it tells, like if I'm driving it from an hour away and it's the app was going to tell me, hey, it is chaotic here. I mean, I know they still want your money, but it would also be nice to not have to drive all the way down here and then circle and try to park for an hour and a half.
Yeah, because there's nothing like wait times at Disney Springs. You can't look and see like, oh, this is too crowded for me to go.
Is it busy or not? Right. You have no idea until you get down here and the freeway is not moving.
Yeah. So the parking thing was a big deal, and I'm glad we brought it to light. The other side of the country, Allie, I know that having been out at Disneyland for so long and hearing the saga of the Eastern Gateway parking deck. No, we're going to put it on the west. No, we're going to put it on the east. And it's finally happening. The Disneyland has filed their permit for their eastern parking structure, which will have 8 levels. It's an 8-level parking structure, and I have 302 electric vehicle chargers.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's when gas is $5 a gallon out in California. I think that's a huge deal to have that. But 8 stories. That's bigger than Pixar and also the Mickey and Friends, right, Allie? Or do you?
Correct. Yeah, those are 6 stories.
And the reasoning for this, and the reason this is a big deal, I was explaining this, I was talking about this with my wife, is that this is something they've been trying to do. They're going to put it, it's really going to be kind of behind those businesses on Harbor Boulevard. There'll be a bridge to get you over, and this is going to be kind of their tickets and or transportation and ticket center is going to be this, because it's going to be buses and drop-offs and things like that to keep that out of the way, so they can take that section that is currently transportation and make it Pandora, I guess, is the
and they need to, because I hate going there now as a tourist and having to go in through that harbor side. It's horrible. Like, it's so much easier to come in from the 5 freeway, just go on that little ramp and it dumps you right into the parking structure, and you can hop right on the tram or walk right into downtown Disney. That's so much nicer than if you're coming from the other way. Then you do kind of have to loop around, drive through some traffic. So it'd be nice to just be able, for everybody else coming not from the direction we always came in, to just be able to also have that option to just go right into a parking structure. And like you said, kind of like a TTC thing where everybody is just stationed there. Like everybody will kind of go off either like Pixar parking or Toy Story lot. Like I am team parking structure always. I hate that Toy Story lot, but other people swear by it. So I'm always here for more options. Like more is better, and get those buses and everything out of that harbor side, because it is just chaos when you leave at night. And it's chaos in the morning trying to get through the security thing, but that's a whole nother topic on my thoughts on the Disneyland security.
Yeah, I mean, it still feels old school because of the bag search and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But Patrick, I know that the time you went to Disneyland last, you were rolling in on not your own car.
I was Ubering over to Disneyland from my luxurious hotel that the people of You Bet Your Life with Jay Leno were so kind to put me up in. I think this is great. I think further expansion of Disneyland is always good. I hope that the parking garage is not where it ends. I'm hoping to see more there soon.
No, I mean, they'll put this in place, and they've gone back and forth with Anaheim about how it was going to affect those businesses there. We certainly don't want that IHOP going out of business. And so, they bought a hotel. They're using that area to make the bridge, and it makes a lot of sense. But this is something they've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's nice to see that it's actually finally moving forward. Disneyland Forward, right? Isn't that the dream?
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, speaking of moving backwards now, the sadness on our next topic is that the make yourself into a Tron action figure and make yourself into an Avatar action figure, those experiences have now ended. Honestly, I never did either of these, and if you were somebody who did it and loved the results of what you got, please don't take this the wrong way, but for $80 or $90 for both of these experiences, and they hardly really look like you at all. I don't know how it lasted this long. I honestly don't. I did see somebody in like some of the comments about these saying this is an experience that they should have kept open, that it shouldn't all be about like, how much money they can get out of it. But that's exactly what it is. It was $79.99 for one of the experiences, I think the Avatar one, and $89.99 for the Tron one, which made no sense to me because like basically they're action figures where they'd kind of make your face out of it. And then they marked these things down to like a $50 experience, and people still weren't biting on it. And so, I mean, I look at this and I go, I hope they can use the space in both of those shops for something else good, because these things seemed like it would take a good amount of time to do. Did you? Neither of you did this, right?
No.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
The look on your face was, yeah. It's like when I tell my wife, like, "Hey, you want some peppermint?" She goes, "I don't want that." It's like, no, I didn't do this. What are you talking about? So, they had these experiences. They take up a lot of space, just like the photo, like, buy your own photo things take up a lot of space. And I don't know if they're going to utilize this space well or not. Allie, have you? You've never done this, but I mean, are you glad to see this go away? You just didn't really care. You just passed by it.
I mean, yeah, it sucked up a lot of space in both of those stores. I always thought it was kind of I didn't hate the idea of it, but there's no repeatability. Like the people that wanted to do it did it. They're not going to do it again. And those of us that weren't interested were not going to do it. So I don't think we maybe need to get rid of, because I think in the Tron one, there was 4 of those little cubicle things to do it. They maybe could have just kept 1 just so it was still an option. But I fear that all of that space in those stores is just going to become more merchandise.
I mean, isn't that at the end what we all want is more merchandise? I mean, again, let me pull up the graphic again for our conversation tonight, right? I hope so, because most of the stuff they've been doing for merchandise is making less of it, not more. Like in the Emporium and places like that, they're taking out merchandise and making less of it available around there. So I don't know. Let me pause for just a quick second, because I see that we have a super chat. There it is.
Oh,
it's funny. It's watching
fun.
this back and realizing none of us hit it on the mark because of the way that the delay works. It's fantastic. I love it. It's my favorite. Our good friend Jungle Cruiser says in response to the Eastern Gateway that the bridge will allow guests to walk over the top of the monorail, which I think is great. I think that's cool. That's like a fun thing. I hope people don't like mistreat that. I feel like people have a tendency to mistreat things.
They'll put something there. They'll put something there.
Hair bands. Things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that's not a case, but I'm sure there'll be something in place to protect that from happening. Yeah. The thing that puzzles me while we're talking about the monorail and we're talking about Pandora is how are they going to incorporate the monorail? Because right now, the place where they're planning on building Pandora is where Monsters Inc. Attraction is. And so
Correct.
That has the monorail coming through DCA in that section.
Correct.
How are you going to explain that into, Avatar, Pandora? Like, it's got to go through
unless
a tunnel,
they just
right?
treat it like the train at Disneyland, where they just put something up.
Yeah,
and kind of hide
like
it.
a tunnel, maybe. I'm thinking. Yeah. It feels like it's got to be that way, but that is a good call out, Jungle Cruiser, because I do think that the monorail, and we kind of talked about this on our pack chat again, is that the monorail is a big deal at Disney World. It is the way you get to the Magic Kingdom. And back in the day when there weren't 4 parks and there was just one, it was your entryway. That's the way you got there, and it was magical. And I think that at Disneyland, it's just a ride. And I feel like if we can incorporate it a little bit more, either the Western Gateway was going to have a hotel that was actually going to have the monorail on the hotel when the Western Gateway was going to be there. But I don't know. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Jungle Cruiser. We appreciate it. Let's move on to our final topic of the night. Is that Disneyland has released a list of new eats for 2026. And the real reason that I brought this up, well, there are two. There are 2 reasons. Well, 3. One is, again, it's slim pickings. Secondly is that when Allie found out she was coming on and that Patrick was going to be on too, she knows that it gets under Patrick's skin when he sees that Disneyland has stuff that Disney World doesn't. So she was really, really excited, Patrick, to talk about all of this.
This is infuriating.
It's infuriating for me now because I can't do any of it.
Good.
But the third reason that we're going to talk about this is there's plastic involved, and first of all, the food looks amazing here, and I do want to talk about the
It
food.
really does.
But
It looks so
but this
really
is a
does.
lot of it's in conjunction with the 70th anniversary still. But this little guy, this Jiminy Cricket sipper that they released, again, my feed, everything blew up when this came out. That this is beautiful. Like, as far as sippers go, this is kind of amazing. I would love to see like scale of it, because obviously Jiminy's a smaller individual, and it is a sipper. It's not a popcorn bucket, but it is plastic, so it counts. And it will be to everything we've seen, including that strap. It'll be exclusive to Disneyland, probably as part of the 70th anniversary. As the January 8th comes next week, we're going to be seeing a lot of those 70th anniversary things return that were on pause, the parades and the shows and things that were on pause while we had the holidays. But again, looking down at this food, it looks amazing. So, Allie, talk to us. Tell us why it's better in California.
I just think it's better because they take more risks in California. They're always trying to keep the locals happy, and they try to put things in that are interesting or new or that they know people will try. And as a local, it always kept me coming back because, one, most of it was actually good and it was interesting. It's not like here at Disney World's been a little better lately. I'll give them a little bit of credit. There's been a couple interesting things here, but as a whole, again, this would make me want to come back to the 70th if I already did it and try all these new things. And I will be out there at the end of the month. So I just realized I actually will get to try some of this. So love that for me.
This is, you knew the whole time.
She's like, wait a minute, this is just in. I feel like
it
I
is
will
coming
be
out
there.
in January. Yes,
and,
I will
and
be
I will
there.
go get the. All right, let's talk about odds on the Jiminy Cricket, because I know Jungle Cruiser, who has done another super chat, who I want to address here in a second. Jungle Cruiser's headed out there to get the Jiminy Cricket sipper. Tell me, what do you think about this one? Because it's always hard to tell. Is this one going to be one of those that like sells out immediately, or do you think they've got enough to last a while?
They've been doing a better job stocking stuff there. I think you'll be all right. They haven't sold out of anything there in a long time.
The Stitch sipper went crazy fast. The one in conjunction with the movie, I feel like there was one that was there. I could be wrong. I feel like it was out there for like 5 seconds. But yeah. All right, so let's talk about the super chat.
No, we all missed it.
It's pretty awesome, though, isn't it? Again, from Jungle Cruiser, the monorail will be in front of the Avatar ride. The rides will be in the bus and security area. So, yeah, you know what? I guess I just thought that the entire area, once you walk past Schmoozies, would be... that whole back area would be what we were experiencing as part of Pandora. But it'll be interesting to see how they make this look. Like, will they do a berm kind of like they do at Galaxy's Edge, where like, you know, it's all built up and you don't see what it is until you walk through? I feel like that would be the best way to do it, but they don't also have a lot of space to do that there, so maybe that's what this is, and we'll fix it. But again, Jungle Cruiser, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jungle Cruiser was the one who told us about the ticket booths going down, and I've seen the footage of that now, that they're knocking down all those ticket booths to make more room for like Portos, where it's going to be on the side. And Allie, I could have used you on the show to talk about Portos, because most people do not get as excited as I do when they hear about it. It is so good. It is so good. So we need to experience it. Yeah, Patrick, it's better. I'm just saying.
It is better. So much
fun.
This is a rude episode. I have been hornswoggled and bamboozled.
Yes, exactly. Before we move on, I do want to let Patrick talk a little bit about the Disneyland food, etc. But I do want to call out like this thing at the Red Rose Tavern, this Breakfast Fantasyland Fair Fold. Whew,
oh, those are good.
Looks fantastic. I'm excited about that.
It's the Crunchwrap Supreme, and the breakfast Crunchwrap has gone away.
This actually even looks good to me from Galactic Grill. This mini meteor pancake kids meal.
You're not hitting the best looking one. Where's Flo's?
Oh, Flo's.
That looks good. Oh, the Japanese style with the cheese.
Yeah,
that looks good.
Yeah. Is it down here?
I think you missed it.
It's somewhere. Yeah, you're in DCA now. Oh, that looks good too.
And there's Aunt Cass's, there's Lucky Fortune.
I think the
Paradise Garden.
Flo's was up towards the top, because I think it was the 70th. I don't think it was.
All of it looks amazing, though, right? I mean,
the Japanese style cheeseburger looks incredible. I see those videos all the time.
Yep.
Really, really excited. Do you know what's really hitting me with these though? The drinks. There are such creative drinks. Even that first one, the lemon chiffon tea, and then there's like an uzu drink somewhere. They an uzu lemonade. They really go out of their way to give you something fun and exciting. Meanwhile, we have the same 10 flavors at Club Cool that we've had since it's reopened. I like when we get interesting. The butterfly pea drinks, don't like how I said that, but that is what they are. Those are really fun and interesting. Give us something exciting. Not every single family from Ohio is that's the one. Isn't an adventurous eater. There are more and more foodies out there. Let's cater to them a little bit, Walt Disney World. Let's take some risks. Not
I got
everything
to tell
needs
you,
to be a boring dessert.
this one starts to look a little disappointing in comparison to everything
That
else.
looks a
This
little
looks like,
disappointing.
yeah, this looks like standard
just
park
a burger.
fare. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
when you go, it's that cheeseburger. That's the winner right there. That cheeseburger is the winner. And these drinks look incredible. I'm very excited. And not a lot of alcoholic ones. There's a lot of non-alcoholic ones. A lot of cold brews. I'm a big cold brew fan. So very, very excited. I'm not going to get out to Disneyland this year to experience those, but I'm glad Allie will, of course. Someone mentioned it in the chat, and we're gonna transition to our next thing. We're going to talk about all of our crazy collections and obsessions. I don't get the straw clips. I just don't get it.
I've tried not to. I've really tried not to because I don't need another thing. And so there are some things, and we'll talk about that. The straw clips are one of them that I just, I'm
Now,
okay
ice
not
cubes?
having those. You mean the glow cubes?
Oh, the glow cubes.
Glow
I
cubes?
only have like one or two of those. They did Oogie Boogie dice once for not Oogie Boogie, but actually the Mickey's Not So Scary. They did Oogie Boogie dice in one of the drinks. I liked that. And then they also did that shiny D, which was supposed to be a glow cube, but it just looks like a plastic D. Like there doesn't look like anything glow cube about it. But I agree with you. I think that to me the straw clips are like kind of take it or leave it, but that is a great transition, and why we put that at the end about that was to move into our main topic here, our new business as we call it, our Disney Parks collection obsessions. And what do I mean by that? And this is something that I've done some shows here on the channel about my popcorn bucket collection. It's a known thing that I have a popcorn sipper bucket plastic problem. But I've had a lot of other collections too. And so, when it comes to Disney, I love all things Disney, but Disney parks hold a special place in that, in the Disney like bubble or canon for me. I know Patrick loves the word canon. But so when there are things in Disney parks, a lot of times I will get one, and then all of a sudden, because of my compulsion, it will start a collection. And Allie has been my supplier on many things in Disneyland when I see how cool they are, like the Magic Band when that finally got introduced at Disneyland. Remember, Allie, I bought like 5, I think, of those.
Yeah.
They were not cheap.
They were not.
So when we're talking about the collections here, what I would like to say is I'm kind of not talking about just generically collecting Disney things. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I had a very Disney Christmas, but I think people will go, oh, Rob likes Disney. I'll buy him a Mickey Mouse chip clip. So it's like, and somebody asked me, like, what's the difference for you about something that is like just a Mickey thing and something that you love? And I'm like, I don't really always know. Like, I mean, some of the things just hit different. Like, I've got a collection of, for Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas, Little People. And I love that, but it's a child's toy. And I got another thing that was also a child's toy. And I'm like, but that's a child's toy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't necessarily put my finger on why, but I do think, again, there's golden books and vinyls and all these other things that I do. But I want to talk specifically about park collection obsessions because there are a ton of them. And what I figured I'd start with here is start with Allie and Patrick and see what is your main collection obsession, because I have tons within the park realm. Allie, what is your collection obsession? Do you think if you had to pick one that was like your biggest, or do you have like 3?
I went down the rabbit hole with Spirit Jerseys, ears, and MagicBands, but I brought these over here. So I do have some popcorn buckets and sippers, mostly they're holiday stuff, so I can use them for decor. But unfortunately, I have a lot of cups. probably seen me using and drinking out of these. So I love these tin cups. They only have them at Disneyland and Alani. I don't know why they don't sell them out here, but they keep your drinks super cold. They're super cute. And I probably have 30 of these for every season to match everything. And then I also have a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, I probably have all of the Trader Sam's Tiki mugs, but Kevin loves them, and that's why we get them.
We're going to talk about storage and also the impact on significant others in this as well. But Patrick, let's go to you next. What would you say your current Disney Parks collection obsession is?
I mean, I love the Munchlings so much. They smell fantastic. I mean, this one is, oh no, my bowl. That's a very expensive bowl.
It is a very expensive bowl.
Still has its smell. And I got a Munchling advent calendar that I was opening in our Discord. I really love the Munchlings. I don't know what it is. I like, even when Rob's favorite over there, what's your favorite? Wishables came out with the food line. I started collecting the food. There's a Wishable cotton candy over here. I don't know what it is. Adorable things that look and smell like food just hit with me. And I do pins because when you're traveling, it's easier to take pins with you. I got into Vinylmation right as it was ending, so my Vinylmation collection is very small. But yeah, I feel like Munchlings are going by the wayside too, so I feel like I'm gonna have to find something else.
Well, and that's
I haven't seen new ones in a while. Yeah,
Vinylmations went by the wayside. Tsum Tsums went by the wayside. Nuimos feel like they've gone by the wayside. So there's a lot of those.
Are gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of those things that as a collector you might get into, and then they go away. And personally, for me, a lot of times I'm like, thank you for not, because when you put them out there, I'm gonna want them. And so if I don't get them, or if I don't have them, to buy, then I'm not going to buy them. And you've saved my wallet, and you introduce something else that I don't like. Like, I'm not a fan of Munchlings. Patrick is. My son's obsessed. I'm not a fan, thank goodness, of those. Same thing, like, but I was like, oh, I don't need Nuimos. And then I started tiptoeing a little bit, like, oh, there's a Jack one, let me get that one. And oh, let me have a Mickey one. And then it's like, all of a sudden, so like, whose Nuimos are these? Oh wait, they're mine. Where did I get that collection from? So it kind of sneaks up on you, but that is a thing that happens. So, but one of our fellow pack members who also shares our obsessions is Jungle Cruiser, who has another super chat here for us. I'm going to pretend like we just nail it every time. I don't even look. I just look away. He says, you can collect Minnie shoes now and trade them. Yes. Okay, so here's the thing about the Minnie shoes. I saw those at D23. They rolled them out.
Didn't hit with me.
And they were, but they have some of them that are like limited edition that you buy, and that's the one you get. They had others that were in blind boxes. Let's just, I'm going to talk about blind boxes in a second. Let's hold for blind boxes, but thank you for the super chat and for sharing in this group therapy session, Jungle Cruiser. I appreciate it. For me, my main one, as most people know, is plastics, and I have this one right here, which is the
nice one.
The Cinderella Royal Carousel. The Prince Charming Royal Carousel is what it says. It actually would hold popcorn. A lot of them don't necessarily hold popcorn. It has a music box feature. It lights up. But I still have the plastic tag in it that keeps it from doing all those things. And they have straps on them, and I don't really know when the obsession starts. And here's where what I connect that obsession to is a childhood memory of my dad not getting me the Orange Bird sipper. And my dad was a wonderful human being, and I just remember that I was like trying to con him into getting me one by going, oh, I want one of those orange slushes. And I didn't know you could get them without the plastic cup. And so I thought, he did. So I thought, oh, I'm going to get this little, and it looked like a little orange, and it had a little straw in it.
Oh, yeah.
Seen the OG.
I had it.
And so, thank you. Thanks for rubbing that in. And so I was just like, I feel like that's where my obsession with the plastic thing started, is wanting to get that cup with the drink. And I have my own rules about it when it comes to collectibles, is that I don't get the movie theater ones. And the movie theater ones, like the Tron popcorn bucket, looked amazing. I don't do that, even though they're Disney. I don't usually get the Universal ones, even though I did get the Jaws sipper and the Epic Universe logo, because both of them were awesome. But I don't have a single Minion.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine like growing into that one or falling into that one. But plastic sippers and popcorn buckets are definitely an obsession for me. But let's talk about some of the others. So like, and again, y'all who are live with us, share, join in the chat. Tell us what your thing are. I know that Minnie ears, Loungeflies, and Spirit jerseys are big. And Allie, I know I'm not
Yep.
like attacking you on this one, because I know two of those you said you've fallen into. But I know those are big things for people, and I can't imagine like the Loungeflies are like $70-$80 a pop. And they have so many of them. I don't know how you would keep up with that kind of a collection. And the same thing with the Spirit jerseys are not cheap. They're about $80 a piece, right? And so
I would collect those if they were cheaper, and I would
jerseys?
wear them in the parks. Yeah, I love Spirit jerseys, but they're just
I wear them. That's probably why I wear them in the parks all the time, because they're good if it's hot, because you still stay a little bit cold, or if it's chilly, it'll keep me warm. Like they're actually like. You can use them for dual purpose. And now, unfortunately, Universal has started to have some cute ones. So now I have like 3 or 4 of those. So this is all, becoming a problem.
Well, Jay, we were saying in chat, rules are very loose and subject to change, but I do try to stay firm to the movie theater one at least. I don't think I have any movie theater collectible popcorn bucket, and that Galactus one was very tempting, very expensive, very big, and very tempting. So was the Tron one. But Allie, do you have any rules when it comes to specifics that you collect to try to keep yourself in check, or is it just whatever the heart wants what it wants, and you need that serotonin?
No, I kind of like you. I only stick to stuff that's from the parks, and I do have a couple Loungeflies, but I tend to get them. It was like, okay, we were at Aulani. There was one I loved. I'm like, I felt like that was a special place. When we were at Disneyland Paris, again, I found one I loved. That was a special place. Then when we got our Universal passes, it was like, well, I can't take a Disney Loungefly to Universal. I'm going to have to get a Universal Loungefly. So then I got a Jurassic Park one. And then I went to Epic and maybe was a little bit happy from some drinks. And I was like, oh, well, this Isle of Berk one's cute, so we'll get that one. But then I also needed a Harry Potter one. And that one I allowed myself to get from Amazon. So no, I guess long story short, there's no rules.
Patrick, do you have rules?
I have rules for pins. I don't get the pin unless I've been on the attraction, done the experience. And the first time I do it, I will go and pick it up. Like, there's been pins that I've really liked for holiday parties, but because I didn't personally attend, I didn't get them. But I go out of the parks too. Like, I have Munchlings. Target sold Munchlings for a little bit. My advent calendar for Munchlings is from Walmart. So, I do leave the parks, and obviously if you see there's some pop, and then the pops were both in park and out of park. And so I did that. There's rules, but I don't have nearly as many as collections,
Yeah. When I worked there at Walt Disney World, I was poor because I worked at Walt Disney World, and so I also didn't have a ton of space, and so I collected license plates because they were cheap and you could stack them, and they were representative of different attractions or areas or events and things like that. And so that was one of the collections that I had early on, where I tried to convince myself, no, you don't need a t-shirt for every event. You don't need a hat for every event.
What are the license plates?
It's just like they'll kind of go on the front of a car. And so like I have one for like the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World. I have one for Magic Kingdom. I have one for Tomorrowland. I am actually considering that in this coming year, there are a couple of new shows that we're thinking about hitting the ground running with. And one of them is a collector's corner that I would like to do, where we kind of just unwrap one at a time, because there's too many. There's too many to talk about, not just the ones in the parks, but like I said, Golden Books. I have a bunch. I got 2 more this year. Vinyl. I love the vinyl, and I got, again, a couple more albums this year that are, the Fantastic Four soundtrack, and then the Tron Ares soundtrack. So, I mean, there's a lot of collections to be had. But let's kind of, again, there were a lot of them. I was thinking that there's pins, and pins is a crazy one. Like, I can't even break the pin thing, because there are some people that are like, they have to have all the pins, and then there are some people that just like have certain things. Then there's plush, and we talked about Tsum Tsums and Wishables and Munchlings and Nuimos, and there's all the plush, the sleepy ones, and so then there's also the Spirit Jerseys and the Loungeflies and the MagicBands, which I've backed off on a lot, the MagicBands, because the
so have they,
Pluses,
so it works out.
MagicBand pluses are so expensive, so that's the thing, but. Again, there's a lot of collections to be had, but before we get into this next piece of it, I wanted to give there's a quick super chat I want to address. And it's from our friend Rosita, who says, I love collecting pins and mini ears that light up. Happy New Year, Pack. Thank you so much, Rosita. Happy New Year to you as well.
That's a specific one. Light up mini ears. I like that.
I actually have a pair of light up ears. You remember the Star Wars ones?
Yeah.
Oh, those are cool.
They're clear, and it looks like they're like fighting across there. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, it's going to help you here, but what I was going to say was, so we have collections like that, right? But then there are also people like our friend Jake, who if it's Stitch, he has it.
Yes.
So you break it down by character too, and so for me, that's still also a problem because I want all the Tron stuff, I want all the Nightmare stuff. And so, I have too many of those, so that can't be my rule either. And then sometimes it's event-based. Some people want Festival of the Arts every year, or Allie has an obsession with Run Disney, right? Are there things within Run Disney? It's not just that you're like, every year I have to have this from Run Disney, or every race.
Crap, now I feel, so I always get...
You feel attacked?
The magnet. Yeah, now I feel attacked.
We're all friends here, Allie. We're all friends here.
So I always buy the magnet for usually whatever race I'm doing, and then also the weekend magnet. And then I will usually allow myself to buy one long sleeve tech shirt, because I know I'll wear that, and then any of the tank tops, because again, I know I will wear those. So the weekend tank top, the race tank top, if there's a challenge, the challenge tank top. And then I'm usually pretty good about drawing the line there, unless there's a Spirit jersey or, the lug bags. Now we have lug bags, and I have a few of those because those are a little bigger than the Loungefly, and they have more pockets than the Loungefly, and they hold more stuff than the Loungefly, because you can put your Spirit jersey and your ears inside the lug bag.
Man, the bag situation though, lug, Dooney and Burke. There's a new one, something
Vera
Clover.
Bradley has Disney stuff.
Vera Bradley, Harvey.
Yeah. There's a lot of bags. And so, Patrick, do you have either a character or an event or something like that you do that you were like, it has to, if it comes out after?
I did get a character permanently etched on my body.
Okay.
So
hold that. Wait,
go to the big shot.
Yeah, looking for you got to give the.
Oh, it's on my name. See, I told you I can't have it backwards all the time. So
there he is, little Figment,
and it's double because it's based on a Figment pin. So,
wait, do I awkwardly show my Figment now?
Oh, I mean, if we're showing,
I don't know, it's awkwardly on my leg. Let me send Rob a photo.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I do a lot of Figment stuff. I have. Oh,
mine's a tramp stamp. I don't know if I should show it. I'm just kidding.
I had the Park Pals. I think I got Figment in the Orange Bird. I might have misplaced the Orange Bird, but I love anything Figment. Figment was my favorite from when I was a child, and just Figment pins. I try and trade for them. I try and collect them. You can't collect them all. I am not a completist anymore. It's hard to be a completist, and I just go for what I like. And it's not Parks, but this has been the obsession recently and I know we're going to talk about this because we got a show coming up, is the Topps Disney Chrome.
Yeah.
And so I got a couple power lines, and I just hit on a break with Elio and a 1 of 50, his aunt, Major Olga. So that's been what I've been into, even though it's not Parks related.
No, for sure. Well, that's what I'm saying is there's a lot of things we can do, either golden books or cards or whatever that are out there. So
yeah, what's the card thing too that everybody's obsessed with?
Lorcana.
Lorcana. Yeah.
Yeah. So Patrick and I are going to do, along with the collecting thing, we're going to do some card breaks as well, because we have he was telling me about these Marvel Chrome cards, and he's like, how soon can we do this show? Because I need to open these. It is killing me not to open these, but we want to do it live with people, so we'll put it as part of our Friday night lineup. Let me pivot for a second, though. So again, a lot of people do events. In Japan, because I get to mention that once every show, when I was in Japan, their collections are completely different. They have those little metal cars for attractions, so you can get those. I mean, it's not the same. They don't have Spirit jerseys and some of the other stuff that we do here. So then, if you go to Japan, there's a lot of things you can collect. Most of them are those like little plush tags, the little badges that will hang off of your bags. Those are the ones that I think most of the people do when they're over there. So that's definitely different there. Universal, as you mentioned. Allie, never really struck me as like collections or merch until Epic, because I think Epic has some amazing merchandise, and so, but it's merch, but it's not necessarily collections yet. Like, is there something that you collect for Universal?
I feel like they did a good job this year with like the holiday merch. Like they had a bunch of really fun Spirit jerseys. Like there was a Jaws one that I got that kind of looked like an ugly sweater. Actually, a bunch of them did. There was like a Back to the Future one, a Jaws one, a Jurassic Park one, a Shrek one. And then, I mean, they have a bunch of Loungeflies. And like you said, they do have some popcorn buckets and whatnot. So I don't feel like they're quite at that Disney level, but they're working on it. And every time I walk through Universal, I'm like, ooh, I kind of want that, or I kind of want that.
They had vinyl figures for a hot minute too. That like right around the time of Vinylmation, they had their own vinyl figures. But yeah, there's nothing been at Universal that I want to really collect except for alcohol.
Right. So their merch has gotten better there, but it's not necessarily collections yet. Like they do sell pins and they do sell other things, like popcorn buckets. But those are a couple of other things. But what I want to talk about now is when they get you. There are times when I feel like they get you, and blind packs are one of those times where I feel like they get you. You know, Patrick, you talked about Wishables, and Wishables used to be one where you could squeeze and figure out, oh, what's in this box or what's in this package. Don't say it. But now they don't you dare say it. But now you can't do that. You can't squeeze these because they put them in these boxes, and they are $18 a piece.
Oh my God. Yeah, somebody in the chat called it the 3-card Monty of theme park merchandise, which I thought was fun.
Blind boxes. Well, and Vinylmations were blind boxes. They have pins that are blind boxes, and then you buy a whole bunch. And even like if you think about it, the Happy Meal toys for the 70th anniversary. If you don't walk in and tell them like, "Hey, I'm a collector and I need you to show me all of your toys so I can tell you which ones I need," which I know that we have people who do that. I just drive through because I assume the people in the drive-through have no idea what I'm talking about, and I just buy the food and then kill myself slowly with lots of Happy Meals. But I'm going to open this because this is one that was the Stitch Wishables, and I haven't opened it yet just to see, because these were for Christmas. They did this, but you're right. It is the 3-card Monty because it's like, well, what's in there? Now, this was the holiday.
That was the reindeer. The reindeer was the cute. Oh, it's Santa.
Yeah, it's a Santa one.
I must have it.
So it was a wreath, a snowman, a Santa, a reindeer, and then him in a snow cap. So this is the Santa one. But again, they were $18. There's stuff like this where if I was in the Parks Alley, like you can get your 20% off if you're an AP. But if you're buying like at Shop Disney A, when it was the Wishable like bags, you couldn't squeeze them to figure out what was in them. But at the same time, like with these, you're not going to get that anyway. It's still going to be random. I remember cast members would like help you try to figure out what was in them. Vinylmations were a big one, which again, it's kind of a bummer when you spend $20, or I think Vinylmations were like maybe $12 when you spend that much money on one and you get something you already had. So that's a gotcha. Here's another gotcha.
You could trade. There was a lot of being able to trade there. Yeah,
true.
Here's there's still a lot of blind boxes.
Oh yeah.
Talk about your blind boxes and I'll talk about this.
No, there's still blind boxes. They're doing like trash cans. I know a hopeful friend of the network, Megan the Magical Millennial, she joined us on our other Saturday or Sunday night adventure. Did a whole bunch of opening of the blind boxes. There's an entire store in Disneyland right now that is all blind boxes.
Disney World has the co-op.
Disney World has
the co-op too.
Yeah, so you go in the co-op and
it's been over a year. I can say that, not just be joking. It's been over a year now since I've been in the park. So yeah, it's been some time.
Yeah, they have an influencer area where you can go and buy blind box stuff and open it up on your live streams, and it's designed for that. So, like, that's, again, how that works.
I gotta
This one,
say,
though-
I hate that, and I don't hate it at the same time.
Right, exactly, because that's how we are, right?
Yeah.
This the key to Disneyland, which I think these were, Allie, what they were like 60.
I think it was 60, and then you got the discount, and then now you can buy a giant one for what, 150,
250,
and
I think it's 250.
something like that, and and then they re-released it, and the pins were slightly different. I'm like, wow, you guys.
No. Okay, so that's why that's and again, I know Jungle Cruiser was in on this one too.
You
Is
said the worst thing for him.
is like so it's a kind of a cool activation as you can walk around the park and you
The idea
you
of it
go
was
and-
amazing. We had a blast.
and you go and you take the key and you put it in the keyhole and you turn it and then bubbles come out or it makes music or it does light show and then you collect every land, so you do one in every land, and once you do, then it opens up on the back and it gives you a pin. And so it's like, okay, so you spent $60 for this and you get a pin, but there was one pin for each land. So what, 9 pins?
Yep.
And so
9
like
or
if
10,
you wanted, and it was random. So it was like, you buy this for $60, you get one, you buy another one for $60, you get the same pin. Woof. God help you. And I know I saw a lot of stuff online where people were selling these things at like swap meets and thrift shops and things. It's like they bought it so they could get all the pins, and then they took they were trying to sell the key itself. But yeah, it was. You're right. It was a pretty keen, nifty thing. But if there are new pins now, I'm a little troubled. So yeah.
Did you
but again,
get all
that's
of the pins?
I just got
have
one.
all the pins?
I just got one.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
So that's there's also limited edition. Everything's limited edition, right? Like that's the other thing is like, do you buy in for limited edition or do you stay in your collection? Allie,
No, that doesn't.
Patrick,
Depends on who. Yeah. Sometimes I'll tell myself that I'm buying it to hold the resale value. Like, hold on, I can pull these out right here. If anybody remembers these were hard
my gosh.
as anything.
Oh, I
to
remember
get.
those. Yeah, the lines. The
Well, and that
attraction
was-
lines, yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I got 2 of my favorite attractions. So, I told myself that, I could resell them, but
Yeah.
they're here still.
Well, the Minnie Made attraction was like your worst nightmare because it was like, okay, it's its own collection, but within the collection were things that other collectors would want. Pins, Minnie ears, Spirit Jerseys, maybe, or definitely Loungefly, not Spirit Jersey.
Yeah.
The Loungeflies and MagicBands. And so I would collect the MagicBands out of the collection, but then you're like, well, wait, it's a Small World collection. Do I need the whole collection? Or do I just need my thing out of that collection? Or what if I'm a Small World person like my wife is and she wants the whole collection? But it's just it was so evil that it was brilliant the way that they did that. So those monthly collections that they did, and we have another super chat from our good friend Jungle Cruiser, who's filling us in for the key. They have silver pins and now gold ones, 18 total. Oh Lord, oh thank goodness I'm not on the West Coast. I would be in so much trouble right now. I would be justifying the heck out of myself for all of these things. By the way, here's a Vinylmation. This is from Turning Red. This was in a blind pack for the Disney 100. This was the last time I saw Vinylmations.
Oh.
So
I got.
is that Gravity Falls? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's very
But Rob, in my time, I have found free collectibles, and it's not the parks, but Disney Cruise Line and other cruises. You can find ducks. And it's a big thing in cruise communities where they hide ducks on the ship, and it's a really great thing to collect, and it's free. So I appreciate that so much. I actually bought some to hide on my upcoming cruise.
Well, that's going to be fun. Let me jump into this because I know Patrick has brought this up with me a lot. Is where do you keep your stuff? Storage and display challenges. My wife has always said to me, like, you need a place to display all your stuff so you can enjoy it, and I do enjoy having it. So even though I couldn't tell you right now where a certain like popcorn bucket is, I could tell you I have it, and it makes me happy that I do. I'm just saying. So like I'm looking right here. I can see the Chubby popcorn bucket from where I'm sitting, the Mickey 50th anniversary popcorn bucket, the Coco guitar popcorn bucket, the Magic Key Disneyland shiny balloon popcorn bucket, the Mickey drummer sipper, like all of that from right where I'm sitting right here. So that's not all of them. But I mean, that's the thing. So I do try to move things around and kind of make storage space. And for Christmas, I actually got some storage cases to put like Bitty Pops, if you're familiar, and then also I want to do Pez dispensers because I love Disney has come up with some amazing Pez dispensers. There's a Figment. There's now a Small World one that we just saw got just released. And there's just too many
live at
collections
right by the Pez factory, Rob. You'll have to come and
will you
visit.
swing by and get me some? But as I'm
I will.
looking around again, I have a place for my Funko Pops, which Patrick told me to never, ever, ever, ever take one out of a box. I see my Magic Band 1.0s that came in the SE boxes that were there. My daughter's Tsum Tsums are over here. I took those baseball bat cases from Michael's and put my Wishables in there so that you could see them in that. So, Patrick, is this your only display? Where does everything else live? How do you store
I mean,
stuff?
I could turn the camera around, but it's a mess with toys. They're all on these built-ins that are around my basement, and they're there, and then ones are in plastic bins because you need to put them in plastic. You can't keep this stuff in like cardboard, and make sure it's nice and sealed so you keep your things in good order. I try to switch it up, but my Star Wars is so incredibly stacked that I'm worried to ever move them, so they stay where they are.
Well, and that's another problem that I have that I don't really even talk about a lot is Star Wars action figures. Like I have over 400 carded Star Wars action figures when that was a thing for me. So, I had a coworker say, "Well, you're going to be able to sell all this and retire," and it's like I don't know that it all has the value of it that I wish that it had, because I think that you get into that collector's mode of like I got to have it, they're limited edition, and then all of a sudden you can find them anywhere for pennies, and so Beanie Baby syndrome, I guess, is how that works. Allie, I feel like you're more of a display person when it comes to your merch, right?
Yeah, I kind of have it by season. So we still have all the holiday stuff out. And then our room in the back, there's a big closet in there. So, like, there's a couple bins with Halloween. So that went away. The Christmas stuff came out. I'll put this away in the next week or so. And I have like some spring stuff or just kind of like the random popcorn buckets. So those will go out in the spring. And then summer, I'll always have like, I'll put the Star Wars stuff out in May through the summer. So I kind of rotate it through like every couple months. And then the Trader Sam's Tiki mugs, we just kind of have out on the TV stand and just kind of around.
Yeah. By the way, Allie did want to share her, and Patrick, I think you're going to be a little jealous, her Figment tattoo. She sent me the picture on the side.
Oh, that's
There's
so
her
sweet.
Figment.
Is that Figment eating shave
Yeah.
ice?
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
that's adorable.
Yeah.
That's really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a good job on that.
Okay, so let me pivot that storage situation into your significant others. Patrick, how does your wife feel about your Disney obsessions, and does she keep you in check, or does she just let you do your thing?
She encourages me. I buy very little. She encourages me to buy more. Although the buying into card breaks has gotten a little much lately. So she does tell me when to temper it down. But there's a lot of times like I'll look at something, I'll really love it, and then I'll end up putting it back because I try to have a tempered expectation of what I'm getting. And then there's sometimes that I end up with all of the Figment munchlings because I needed them, even though I wasn't in the park when they were out in the park. I broke the rules for Figment.
Yes. And
Always.
Allie? How's Kev feel about all of it?
Yeah. Kev's fine with it. He likes the popcorn buckets and the holiday stuff. Like I said, I don't buy everything. Like Jiminy is super cute, but I'm not going to buy that just because it doesn't. I like the seasonal decor. Like the Star Wars stuff, I think is fun. Like the Disneyland stuff that I really, really love, I will buy. And then like the holiday and the Halloween stuff. Kevin's actually worse with the mugs than I am at this point, because now they release them here and at Disneyland. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick the one I like better and just get one. And he's like, well, they're both cute. We need both of them. So I will have Stephanie get the one at Disneyland and I'll get her the one here. And then when she's here on Wednesday, we'll swap. And now I'll have 2 holiday zombie mugs that look almost exactly the same. But he stands there and looks sad. And I'm like, I can't say no to that.
Does he really use the word cute?
Yeah, he
oh,
has.
that's
He's
cute.
like, oh, the zombie's cute. Yeah. Or, oh, I like that. You know, I was like,
The guy who famously on our show said crop dusting is thinking that
Yes.
these are cute. Got it.
He will
Okay.
crop dust you while holding his Sam's mug.
Yeah, stay away from all of that situation for sure. So one last thing, and Patrick kind of talked about this, is resellers. So resellers are so infuriating because we have a passion for this as fans and we want it. We don't want it to sell it. We want it so we can have it because it means something to us and it gives us that thrill or that moment or that feeling. And then there are the resellers, the eBay resellers who go and they know more than I do when the thing is going to be on sale, where it's going to be on sale, how many they're limited to, how to get back in line to get more. Patrick, do you think that's a problem or do you think that that's just good business?
I think it's a huge problem. We can't constantly just let Disney off the hook by saying, oh, it's a business. They advertise themselves as so much more than a business that they should have to hold themselves to some sort of standard. It is a bad practice when you are as beloved and as important to so many people to allow people to just take your product and make profit off of it. They can't let this constantly keep happening. I mean, I've seen people leave with bags upon bags, and you know that there's restrictions on how many people are supposed to buy, and you know that they're weaseling their way around it and then reselling them. My favorite thing is to see when it goes belly up, when you're stuck with 12 Figment popcorn buckets that you thought were going to sell for $100 each, and now you're actually out $20 each instead of doing that. And I like that they added the no return policy to the warehouse and to the outlets, because that's just ridiculous that people were buying stuff at the outlets and then reselling it.
Yeah. And again, like when I talked about rules that I have, I usually make it a rule not to buy something second market or eBay. I usually want it to be something that I've purchased either myself through like Shop Disney or DisneyStore.com in the parks themselves or through my supplier. So a bit, but and I try not to lean on people too much for that kind of stuff. I kind of let that be part of the rule. Is like, if it's still there when I get there, great, I'll get it. That's what happened with like the Judy Hopps popcorn bucket, I guess we'll call it. I mean, it was one of those like the Pizza Planet truck where it's designed to hold the popcorn in it, which is, like the paper in it. But again, I kind of rolled the dice on that one, kind of like you're talking about with Jiminy. You don't think you're going to get it, but you'll get there and it'll be cute and you'll get one. I feel strongly about that. So again, I don't want to buy anything secondhand from somebody. And I also don't want it, this is going to sound weird, but I want it to be something that's official Disney. Like, I don't buy a bunch of stuff from Etsy or, other retailers on that stuff. I want it to be officially Disney, because then that means something more to me. Maybe I don't know. But Allie, what are your thoughts either on the reselling or like, do you have rules like that?
I bought, I think, one bucket from eBay, but it was under the price that it was, and I ended up with 2 of them from work, where I was like, well, crap, now I want the green one from 2 years ago. And I think I got it for like $12 or something. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I got like 1 or 2 of the Sam's mugs also from eBay, because they were the Club 33 ones. So I felt like once I went to Club 33, I was like, okay, now I feel like I can buy 1 or 2 of these. And again, it was like $10 more than they would have been if I'd just bought them there. Etsy, I will buy shirts from Etsy because they have cute shirts, and Disney doesn't have cute shirts. So I will do that for me. I don't care. No shame. Cast members always ask me, oh, I love your shirt. Where'd you get it? And I'm always like, Etsy. And they're like, yep, that makes sense. Regarding the resellers, which I actually think is interesting, Wednesday, since it is marathon weekend, Run Disney is actually implementing If you want to buy Dopey merchandise, so these people that spend $800 to run Dopey, you now have to show your bib or your registration in order to buy anything Dopey on the first day of the expo, which I think is brilliant. You can only buy one of any item. It used to be one of like each size, so you could leave there with 6 Spirit jerseys, just one of each size. But they are limiting it on the opening day where you can only go in if you are a Dopey participant, and you can only get one of each thing because, again, I guess why would you need more than one? So I think it was last year and maybe the year before, like all of the Dopey stuff was cleaned out by resellers, and that was super crappy for everybody that spent a lot of money to go there and do this probably once in a lifetime race and not be able to get any merchandise. So Disney is listening. We just continue to tell them to please crack down on these things. And I also feel like stuff in the park has been stocked much better. Like popcorn buckets aren't gone the day of. The Sam's mugs aren't gone the day of. Like if it comes out on a Monday, I'm like, okay, I can go Tuesday and it's still going to be there. Or if I need this popcorn bucket, like, I can go to the park in a couple days. It'll probably still be there. And I think as long as Disney just keeps doing that, it will get rid of that like need where you have to get it right away. And like you said, then these resellers are stuck with 20 figments that nobody's buying, or they have to sell them lower than what they paid for.
Yeah, that is the way to cure it, isn't it? Is that they could stock properly, and they pull so much data off of us, from park reservations to your My Disney Experience sign in, or they have so much information on us. You would think that they would know what people are going to be interested in and how much of it that we're going to need, and they shouldn't just if it sells out immediately, they should go, okay, people like this, let's make more. And if I knew more was coming, then I wouldn't panic and try to get somebody else to get it for me and make that their problem to do. I would wait and go, okay, you know what, I go enough that I should go down there and just whenever I go and hope that those things are there. And normally that's not a problem. Universal, that had never been a problem before Epic, and the Dark Universe soundtrack went like crazy, and the same thing with the Captain Cacao when he first came out, and then they brought him back at a higher price. That happens sometimes where like you have that Mickey Mouse Halloween wreath that went so quickly, and then they brought it back and they added lighting to it, I think, and then charged $30 more for it, and then they were stuck with a bunch of them. But then there's the play set that they had for the Star Speeder that went so quickly too. So I mean, if there's enough merch, if there's enough supply, and if we know that there's going to be more soon and it's not limited edition, that does hurt the reseller, and then they won't necessarily be able to use that against us. The place where I think that is the worst probably is the pins. And I saw that at Destination D23 because
pins are also bootlegged at a high rate.
That's true. Yeah, like these little like trader pins, which I don't think you can see that. I would buy a bunch of them from Amazon and not know is this the real thing or is this not? Yeah, and so then when you trade them, you don't really know if they are or not. That's why I like the ones on the cards that are, like you said, Patrick, from an event I went to, a ride or an attraction that I did, a show, for the Festival of the Arts or for something like that. I do like having those kind of things there for that. So I think and I wanted to bring this topic up tonight, and I appreciate you guys going into overtime with me on this one because it's a lot of fun to talk about. And like I said, I think that if we, I'm looking for us to do a show where we break into specifically about each of the individual obsessions when it comes to collections. But we are probably classified, would you guys say, as Disney adults, which has a certain stigma to it. And then within the community, not everyone is a collector. So, there are people.
I think everybody has something, though. I think everybody
They do.
has
Everybody has a little niche. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
but Rob, real quick, if you stick to official Disney stuff, you miss out on things like this.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me
bring it on. Bring it on down to Omeleteville.
Bring it on down to Homeless Town. Wow. Did you draw that?
No, a professional artist did, and my friend Jeremy picked it up for me. So thanks, Jeremy. And I love seeing all the artwork. I used to go to NYCC and just go and hang out by the artist booths, but it became way too crowded. So yeah, you got to get stuff where you can get it.
And that's the thing, too, that we didn't really talk about is Festival of the Arts is coming up in 2 weeks. And that's another thing people collect is artwork. I mean, we have, I have all the Dave Perillo prints from from the different attractions that he's done. And he's teased that this year he's going to have a Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway and a Tron light cycle. And I'm like, oh, maybe I need that Tron light cycle one. So, I do like that as a collection too, because it's something I can put on my wall and appreciate, and doesn't just go in a tub or a box and in a corner or whatever. But I'm definitely in a situation where I think if it doesn't click that Disney box, I probably need to get rid of it. Like, Simpsons is technically Disney, and I have some Simpsons stuff, but I would make way for that so that I could bring Jiminy into my life. I would do that. So, anyway, and Adventures, or Alicia's in chat that says F-Arts, which these two love to say
farts.
And I always say FOTA. So that's farts. Always fun. Yeah, exactly.
Farts. It's the Festival of the Arts. Farts. It's the farts.
Yes. Gotta take Kevin ridiculous. To farts.
I don't want to bring Kevin to farts.
That is too much. All right, so I do want to get closing statements from you guys about this whole thing, but I do want to say thank you so much to everyone who has followed us. We are now celebrating 9 months of the Park Adventurers Club. Go Pack. We appreciate all of you who are here, who have joined us. Please tell a friend, tell a neighbor, get all the kids signed up to subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of great stuff on the Park Adventurers Club, and a lot more that we have in the funnel coming up. As we mentioned, Patrick and I are going to do some card breaks. We're going to do a collector show. I have another show in mind that I would like to add to the network. We're going to continue to do live streams from places like Busch Gardens or Epic Universe or places like that. So we hope that you will join us on our adventure. I want to give a big shout out to our Patreon, and it's patreon.com/GoPack if you want to join our Discord. Thank you guys so much who are in the Discord, who are in the Patreon, who follow and support us. We appreciate every single solitary one of you, but a huge shout out to our Zebra Mezzanine and Treasure Room supporters. You guys know who you are, and we appreciate you more than you know. In 2026, we'll probably do a lot more. We're not going to do a post show tonight, but we'll probably do a lot more post shows because we did one at the end of 2025 and everybody seemed to be into that idea. So we will do that down the road, not on a show where I've made these people stay 30 minutes longer than they wanted to. And Allie's got to get up at 6 a.m. as well. But again, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to join us on Wednesday night. We do a show called A Look on the Plus Side. This week we're going to be reviewing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the original, with my friend Dave. And then Friday night we're going to have, on Friday nights we have Happiest Stays with Shannon. We have Stephanie does Castaways. My son does a trivia show. There's a lot of Friday night content. So we do shows Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So hopefully you guys will join us for that or watch on demand anytime. But before we break here, again, it's the topic of the night was the collection obsessions. Any final thoughts from our pack in attendance here, starting with Mr. Hackett?
If anybody has any munchlings that they're looking to part ways with, just let me know. My collection's low and I missed out on a bunch and it seems like they're going away, so I'll have to find my new obsession.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? All right, and Allie?
Well, now that you mentioned Festival of the Arts, as you can see behind me, I also have a bunch of this too. So now I'm excited because I got the Haunted Mansion one last year. So I'm hoping he comes with the Pirates one so I can get the matching one to go with it. So yes, this is all a huge problem that we all can just talk about in a circle in the safe space.
You say a problem. I continually am trying to remind you it's not a problem. It's a solution. But again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope we will see you at least next Sunday night for another episode of the Park Adventures Club. If not, please make sure to swing by on Wednesday night for Look on the Plus Side, or we'll see you Friday night for our Friday night lineup. Thank you guys. Can't thank you enough for everybody who's been following. It's been great, and we've got more on the way. Adventure is out there. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time. I love that you're trying to